What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 8 of the I-70 Hot Tag. It's hard to believe that tonight marks our 2-month anniversary since starting this podcast. We've had 7 great episodes, and tonight will be just as prominent. Buckle up, because tonight we sit down with current KCXW Metro champion, the Infinite Ryan Gingell. Plus, Chase and I will break down the fantastic Journey Pro Headlocks for the Cure event that took place last Friday. Last but not least, we are giving away 3 tickets to AEW Dynamite very soon. Stay tuned.
And now, CR Media presents the I-70 Hot Tag with your host, Chaos Chase, and the real Josh Elliott.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Chase, aka CR Media. To my whatever direction you're in is my co-host, my good friend Josh Elliott. Got a special episode of the I-70 Hot Tag, like Josh said in the beginning. We've got a special guest with us, Ryan the Infinite. And Josh, you gave him a fantastic introduction. Didn't want to waste much time here, but did want to get into the knick-knack paddywhacks before we get started. The social medias, of course. As you guys know, CR Media 1988, as it says next to my name, Chase. You can find me on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and the TikTok. Josh, where can everybody find you, sir?
You can find me at the real Josh Elliott. I'm on Twitch, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Also run the I-70 Hot Tag social media platforms, which you can find us on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram as well. And then the podcast version of this, if you can't join live every week, we do upload this on every major podcast platform. You can find us on Google Podcast, Apple, Stitcher, Spotify, and anywhere else podcasts are hosted. So check us out, guys. We're pretty much everywhere.
Yes. And then also we have talked about all week an opportunity to win tickets, 3 tickets specifically, to AEW Dynamite next Wednesday here in Kansas City / Independence. It's at the Cable Dahmer Arena in Independence, Missouri. Josh, do you want to let the people who are watching right now know about this giveaway that we're doing?
Yeah, so there is a post on all 3 of the social media accounts for the I-70 Hot Tag. Go to Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You're going to see an AEW Dynamite graphic for the event happening next week. And it says enter now. And you go to that post, you comment with your favorite wrestler of all time, and you like and share. And that's pretty much it. And that enters you into the contest. We originally were going to announce a winner tonight. That has been extended into Monday. So Monday is the absolute drop dead dates that we're going to announce a winner. So check our social medias for that. 3 tickets, very good tickets. These seats are on the hard camera side. There's a good chance you're going to be on television, especially if it's got that back, zoomed out look of the ring. So you don't want to miss this opportunity, guys. 3 tickets, AEW Dynamite. Go to all 3 platforms, enter on all 3, because each platform will get you 1 entry into the drawing. So we will announce the winner on Monday.
All right. So we're not going to make him wait any longer. He's been kind of sitting back there waiting on us. We'll go ahead and bring him out now. Our guest on the I-70 Hot Tag this week, Ryan the Infinite. Ryan, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How about yourselves?
Doing fantastic, sir.
Good.
Appreciate you finding time in your schedule to come on here and do a little bit of promoting and talking about you and talking about what you got planned. So definitely appreciate it, sir.
Yeah, no problem. I can see you guys are up and coming, and 2 months I heard you guys have been going. Congrats on that. And
Thank you. Appreciate that.
you guys got a cool platform going on here, so I'm
Thank you.
it's kind of cool to be on.
Absolutely, man. Born and raised in Kansas City, both of us, and humongous professional wrestling fans. So when we were thinking of different ideas, we were like, man, everybody and their mom has a show where they talk about WWE or AEW or something mainstream. So we thought, man, and one of our favorite things to do is to go to those independent wrestling shows. So we thought, why not kind of intertwine these two and then get an opportunity to kind of put you guys out there, especially somebody like you, Ryan, who, is kind of making the rounds here in Kansas City. And,
Yeah.
hopefully as we grow, other people will see you and that'll give you exposure. So
Hell yeah.
that's the point. So Ryan, we're just going to ask you a few questions tonight, man.
All right, let's do it.
I guess I would ask you, who is Ryan the Infinite?
Who is he? Okay. Well, it's an 8-year in the making character. So it took me 8 years to invent this guy. So I actually started wrestling back in like 2010, 2011. A lot of people don't know that I wasn't the Infinite yet. I had no idea what I wanted to do with wrestling at all. But I started back then at a Harley Race's school back when it was in Eldon, Missouri. I took time off due to circumstances I couldn't control. It took about 8 years for me to get back into it. That's a story in itself. But during those 8 years, I never once thought I was going to quit wrestling. It just took me a really long time. No, I was not in prison. A lot of people ask that question. But it took a while. And once I got back into it, I already had this character developed for like the last 8 years of my life. And it's cool to see it just kind of just come out. And it just represents like a huge side of me, and I like to bring out that guy. It's almost kind of express myself through that character.
Gotcha. How did you come up with the name, the Infinite?
All right. So I have like a bunch of little side projects I do. One of the side projects that I do is I've been writing like a movie script / story. I actually wrote it into like almost a book, but it was I didn't like the way it was. I thought it would have been cooler if it was like in a movie format. And so I started rewriting it. But as I'm rewriting it, I would come up with a bunch of writer's block. And so as I was looking for ways to get out of these writer's block moments, I learned the phrase deus ex machina, which means in Latin, deity in the machine. And it can even be called God in the machine. And so a deus ex machina moment and storytelling is basically when like the protagonist is like screwed, I guess, or like put in a situation where it just seems like they're just screwed. And then like some miracle happens out of nowhere, and they call that a deus ex machina moment. Deus meaning the author, the God, machine being the story. And I was like, deus ex machina, God in the machine. What if I have like a godly presence fused with machinery at the same time? And as the time went on, I was like, I'm just going to call it Infinite. And then I threw in the word the in there just to make it more narcissistic and godly, like where I say, I'm the Infinite, you're not, stuff like that. And so it just kind of stuck, and then it got over pretty fast too.
Nice.
You
said you worked with you started off in Harley Races. It was WLW. I'm assuming, was that what was that like working with Harley and the WLW crew?
Oh, it was cool. It was a huge wake up call. I was 18 years old, fresh out of high school, and I just went straight into it immediately after high school, like a couple months. I had saved up money. I knew how much it costed. I made those sacrifices during high school to pay for that school. And then when I joined the school, I got a huge wake up call. It was real hard. I'm not going to lie. And at that time I was kind of a different person. But as a result, I had to take 8 years off. But that was a huge wake up call, I would call it. And those guys there, they're masters of their craft.
Right.
Leland Race was there at the time. He was good even back then. Harley, he was there, and he didn't do much, because he was only, he was older. But he would sit like outside of the ring and just kind of just watch, and he would just stop the class and throw in a few pointers here and there, and every single time it was quality points that he would make, and he really knew his stuff well, and just picking his brain was a awesome, surreal experience for an 18-year-old fresh out of high school.
For sure. For sure. Did you have so would you say Harley Race was the guy who trained you, or do you have like someone who actually trained you to be a pro wrestler?
They had actual trainers there. Harley owned the school. He's older, even back then in 2010, his back was bad. But he would still come out and watch the classes and give out pointers and help where needed.
Okay.
So, Ryan, what was your first official match?
It was 2018, and it was in a company called MEW, and I don't remember where it was, but it was in Kansas, and it was against I don't know if you know who Johnny Rocco is. He's kind of a Kansas guy, but he has a hood gimmick, and I just went one-on-one with his hood gimmick, and it was for a company called MEW. They used to be part of the KWA at one point with XWE and PCW and such. They're not around anymore, though, but that was my debut, and it was like late 2018, I believe.
So yeah, I saw you. When I was creating that video that promoting the show, one of the matches that was on there on your YouTube channel was, I believe it was a title match in PCW.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure who you were wrestling.
Shane Sanders, I believe.
Shane Sanders in that one, yeah. So do you want to tell us about your time in PCW and any things about the PCW? You said, are they still in business right now?
Yeah, they're still going. Okay. They also have a second promotion called UCCW. Okay. It's a little bit more on the edgier side, over 18 crowd version of PCW. So nice. I also wrestle for them too, owned by the same guy.
Nice. So where do they run? Same place or?
Hutchinson, Kansas, mostly. The UUCW, that's in Wichita last time. So just throughout Kansas, mostly in Hutchinson though.
Gotcha. Hey Ryan, we've got a couple questions here, or actually just one. One of our Twitch viewers, Ultimate Sports Talk, he's a friend of mine, Greg. He wants to know, where did you get those sunglasses?
That is the top question I get, and my answer is from me. I will bring some to shows, and you can purchase them there. If you want the LED versions of them, I do not sell those. You can find just about anything on the internet is usually my other answer.
I like it.
Nice.
So, you wrestled on Monday Night Raw against Aleister Black back in January of 2020.
Wrestled.
Hey, you know what? I am right there with you, but I'll tell you what, man. That's a badass thing to say, though.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's not a lot of people get a chance to do that, and I was super lucky.
Whether it was for 6 seconds or it was for 6 minutes, it doesn't matter. Like, you were there.
Agreed.
So somebody was in the crowd that night and saw you, and has done things like I've done, went and looked you up on social media, and been like, okay, I know who that guy is now. So, tell us what that was like. Like, how did you get the call? Like, how did you get picked? Like, what happened?
My trainer, at the time was here in Kansas City, Derek Stone. He was my contact to get into WWE. And so, it was simply just reach out to them, give me the contact information. And when I got there, I arrived with a group of other guys. I believe like Howard Iceman was there, among a lot others. Sterling was there, Mark Sterling. But it was that was another wake up call learning experience. Like the WWE is a well-oiled machine. It's very, very structured backstage. A lot of chaos, but it's controlled chaos. And I just being fresh in the game, and I'm seeing all this stuff happen, and I just don't feel like I belong there. But Aleister Black, literally, when he walked by, they knew he needed a squash match today, and he literally just handpicked me. He was like, "Yeah, big guy, come here." They actually had me take my shirt off to make sure that I actually had a physique, and they liked what they saw, and they're like, "All right, we'll get back to you." And then later in catering, Lance Storm was actually our agent for that match. So Lance Storm came up to me. He looks me up and down. I thought I did something wrong because he had like this look on his face, kind of like, "What are you doing here?" But he looked me up and down with this look on his face, and I'm like, "Crap, did I do something wrong?" That's literally what I said. And he's like, "No, you want to be on Monday Night Raw tonight?" And I was like, "Do I want to be on Monday Night Raw today?" Yes, of course. And so, and he was like, "Awesome, you're gonna have really easy nights. We're trying to get the Black Mass over as a devastating finisher. So you are much bigger than him. You also are, you're doing the job today. So we don't want you to put in any offense because a guy your size would definitely do some offense on him. So the logic is just charge at him like an idiot and get kicked in the face and get beaten in, I believe, 8 seconds." So, they're like, as soon as you hear that bell, run. Try to go for the quickest time possible. And I'm like, all right, I can do that. Anyone can get kicked in the face. And so I did. And it was a very clean, flush kick, and it was very safe. And it, I sold it well, which was literally my only job, is to make sure that kick looks freaking devastating. I add that little spin there, which they liked. About that spin too, on that cell, they approved that cell specifically when we were rehearsing the kick over and over before the show started, which was really cool because all of the roster was outside going over their matches, and we were last in line to go over our quote unquote match, and they all just got out of the ring and gave me and Aleister the ring to ourselves, and I'm just seeing, Randy Orton, Bobby Lashley, all these big names just surrounding the ring, quiet, just watching me, making sure that I can sell this little kick. And I was like, wow, all eyes on me. This is really cool. And so I sold the kick a few different ways, and they really liked the spin. They're like, yeah, do the spin. And so that's exactly what I did. And then after the match, they thought the sell was so well, they thought that I was actually like rocked or hurt, and they made me say the alphabet backwards, which is very difficult. And I did. I managed to pull it off, and I was like, yeah, I'm fine. That was all selling. But when I got backstage, Paul Heyman was back there. He was actually, I think him and Vince were actually kind of running Raw at the time because they were both at the monitors. Vince gave me the nod of approval. He took his glasses, put them on his nose, nodded at me real quick, put them back on his nose, and went back to his business. And then Paul Heyman came up to me and he's like, sarcastically said, "Well, you didn't even break a sweat, kid." And, he kind of popped me there. And I thanked them all for the opportunity. And big ass Brock Lesnar was right there in the same locker room too, with the WWE Championship at the time, which was freaking surreal. He's big as hell. And so, and Randy Orton's segment was right after mine. And so he was like as I was leaving, going into grill, I saw Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman and Randy Orton, ready to go out and on stage. And just that entire experience, I will always remember in great detail and it's just imprinted in my brain. And it's something I definitely want to come back to and be a part of again, hopefully permanently with a contract.
Absolutely.
For sure. So we actually have another question from the chat. So this comes from Audrey Hatch. Can we know the Infinite's most pivotal learning moment?
Most pivotal learning moment. The Infinites or Ryan's?
She says the Infinite, so.
All right, so I'd say the Infinites / Ryan, because I'm kind of blurring the line these days. I'd say I really learned that people really want to see me be a good guy. Like I can be a really good heel and I can really piss people off. If you've seen my Twitter, I kind of talk mad crap on there. Just in gimmick. I mean like none of it, but I'm just good at it. And but that didn't really get over too much. People still cheered me. Like some booed me, but they still cheered me. Kids, they still like my glasses. They think I'm freaking awesome. So I'd say the learning moment was the fact that, it's probably best to just kind of just do my own thing and don't worry about face or heel and just see how the crowd reacts to me and just go off that.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
One of the things that go
ahead.
Good. I was going to say, one of the things that like we've talked about on here is it's weird how, different companies, like different local promotions, will have different alignments for these characters.
Right.
So
right.
you may show up in Journey Pro and you may be a good guy, a babyface, and then you may show up at CSW and you may be the bad guy. You may be knocking drinks out of people's hands or
right.
whatever.
I can do both.
So, yeah, exactly. So it's very different. Kind of watching that on the independent wrestling scene. So
yeah,
for sure. So speaking of CSW and Journey, so we saw you at Strapped for CSW. You teamed up with Dallas Cade as a surprise opponent to the premiere, and then we just saw you in Journey Pro in the
scramble
match. Yeah. So what what other ventures do you currently got going on right now besides those CSW and Journey?
So I make a lot of all the promotions in Kansas City priorities because this is my hometown. So I got KCXW, Journey, and CSW, and I'm gathering the Infinity Stones of companies right now. And
I love it.
So it's that's how I describe it. And so and those crowds are really awesome. You can learn so much from the Journey guys and the CSW guys. CSW, I know they were DWF at one point, but I remember CSW way back in the day. CSW was the first independent wrestling company that I knew about, period. This is back when I was like really, I know I'm a tall person, but like back when my height was cut in half, when I was a little guy, and I would watch Michael Strider and wrestle on CSW. And I saw that and I was like, I really want to wrestle for them. And so I made my connections and I told Strider that story that I used to watch him back when I was a kid. And it's pretty cool and surreal to wrestle for the exact same company that I watched growing up as a kid. And so CSW really holds a special place just because, it's the first independent wrestling company that I knew. And if it wasn't for CSW, I probably wouldn't have even known that there is independent wrestling.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Trent Henderson has a question. He wants to know, what is Ryan the Infinite's best match he wrestled?
Oh man, there's so many. I'm not really shooting for stars when it comes to matches. I know I'm not like, I don't flip very well. And so it's like I'm not really shooting for stars, but I can have favorite matches. I work my ass off to make sure that I look like I'm in championship shape for KCXW when I won the Metro title. So that one holds a special place in my heart because this is my first championship. And I trained my ass off to make sure I was in wrestling shape so that I don't make a fool out of myself in that ring in a championship match against Jay Savage, who was the Metro champion at the time. So I'd say that match. It wasn't like the most technical match, but the story was there. The crowd was there. It was loud. They had 300 plus fans in the audience. Um, my friends and family were there. Like it was that match really sticks out in my head and as one of my favorites.
Gosh, I did want to back up. Jackie had a question for you.
Okay.
Who is your favorite?
Who is my
I assume
favorite?
I assume she's talking about favorite wrestler.
Currently, I've always been a huge Killer Cross fan. Like, I don't know if you guys notice in my moveset, my style, I kind of channel a lot of the things that he did. I already did a lot of the things that he did beforehand. And when I saw a guy who kind of matched my style, I was like, hey, I kind of like this guy. He's tall and
Yeah.
big like me. He's, big, badass fighter. That's cool to me. So, Killer Cross right now.
Well, he's a phenomenal talent. I was blown away when he was handed his release from WWE.
Same. Yeah.
And him and Scarlett are making their rounds on the independent wrestling scene. I actually think they're coming to Kansas or Missouri soon, aren't they,
They're
Josh?
going to be at CCW, and I'm going to be there.
Yeah. There you go.
So I'm booked on that show. That's Marco Stunt's promotion, as well as promoter Jason Wells. Cool group of guys. I love that locker room. And as soon as I saw that they're bringing in Cross, I was like, holy shit. Try not to mark out, Ryan. Can I cuss on this show?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the reasons why we have it so late is
Gotcha.
so we can kind of let it fly if we want to. So also there was a question from Greg. How do you measure whether you have a good match or not?
For me personally, it's the crowd reaction. I'm constantly listening. It's like yeah, I'd say it's definitely it's we do this stuff for the fans. I'm not. It's cool to pop the locker room and everything, but at the end of the day, like the fans are what those are the people that get you over. So like if I can get some noise in there, whether it's cheers or boos, that's how I know it was a good night or not, or a good match.
Good. My question for you, Ryan. So as we talked about, you just recently won the Kansas City Metro Championship. What was that like?
It was cool. Like it was, like I said, I remember I told you my friends and family were there. The building was packed. I think it's one of KCXW's largest crowds they've ever had, if not the largest. Yeah, it's my first championship, so I'll always remember it. And I had so much preparation going into the match, and so yeah, it basically went exactly like how I envisioned, and it was awesome. That's the best way to explain it.
There you go. Let me ask you, a kind of piggybacking off of that question there. When you're told, hey, like we're going to put the strap on you,
Mhm.
how far away on the Richter scale of your excitement is it from when you actually hear the handprint hit the mat for the 3 count?
Oh man, I remember when I got that 3. I hear the mat hit, and then the first thing I felt was gratitude. I actually you can whenever they release the match, I think they're going to release it on their next Saturday Slam episode. They release that on YouTube on their YouTube channel, but they're going to release that match, and you'll notice me go into Jay Savage's ear and just say, tell him thank you. And Jay Savage, if you know him personally, he's never gonna he doesn't really take life too seriously, and that's why we love Jay Savage. But he, what he said, he was like, "Oh, you're welcome, man. I let you win." And I tried not to laugh after that because I was like, "Yeah, you kind of did," but like, it's but I was trying to stay in character that whole moment, and Yeah, hopefully that answers the question.
No, yeah.
No, absolutely.
You're that event happened at Soccer Nation.
Yeah,
What I've never been to Soccer Nation. What was that like setting up a wrestling ring and having a wrestling event at Soccer Nation?
it was cool. I mean, the ground is turf, so I'm not too worried about smacking the ground too hard on accident. So they got a little cushion there. A lot of space, uh, and we filled that space definitely.
Absolutely. So we do have another question from the chat. This is coming from our friend Pro Wrestling Kingpin from TikTok. If there was one dream match you would have, who would you choose to face?
Easy, Randy Orton. He's probably my all-time favorite wrestler. And I think as well as probably like a lot of people's favorite wrestler. But if I were to pick a match to wrestle with, it would be Randy Orton. Just seeing him across the ring, I'd be like, this is another surreal moment. So, I could die happy if I wrestle Randy Orton. I could retire happy as a wrestler if I wrestle Randy Orton at least once. Win or loss, I don't care. I just want to wrestle him.
Mark, who is Pro Wrestling Kingpin, said awesome choice. So definitely, I agree with that. So,
yep. So let's just take a look at the Infinite. Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now? Where do you hope to see yourself in 5 years?
Hopefully signed, or at the very least, making. I'm trying to make professional wrestling like my only source of income. So at the very least, get on that level, or be signed somewhere. That's really the goal. I just want to make a living being a professional wrestler, because it's really hard to work a shoe job while doing this at the same time. It's very physically and mentally taxing, because I work more than 40 hours a week sometimes. And so that would be my goal: make wrestling full time and my only source of income.
Fantastic.
Or main source of income, not only.
Right.
I'll tell you what, Ryan. We are at the end of our questions for you. I always like to ask. I know we've kind of put it out there on social media, but this is kind of an opportunity to let you. Sometimes we clip this show and we'll put it on TikTok and other forms of social media. So if anybody watching this wants to reach out to Ryan the Infinite and offer an opportunity to come on their show, or book you, God forbid, anything like that, where can they find you on social media, or where can they where is the easiest place to contact you?
Any of my social medias.
Okay.
You can. I don't really have a gimmick page on Facebook. It's kind of a 2-on-1 on Facebook, so you can reach out to me on Facebook. I believe you guys use Instagram to reach out to me. Twitter. It's all good.
Fantastic. I know everybody has a preference, so wanted to
I
make
check
sure.
all three every day.
There you go. Other than that, Josh, you got anything else, my friend?
No, we appreciate you agreeing to come on here. This has been a good time. We're enjoying doing this. We hoping promoting Kansas City wrestling, promoting Kansas City wrestlers, and that's just kind of it's kind of our goal here. So appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate you guys for having me. This was actually pretty cool. I like the viewer question idea.
Absolutely. We actually have one more.
Okay.
Do you have any merch we can buy?
Yes. If you want to buy something online, I do have T-shirts on whatamaneuver.net. I also have a link on all my socials that it's a link tree, and it's a link to all my links, and on there is my shop link. I got 2 T-shirts on there and plenty more planned.
Fantastic. All right. So, Ryan, you're going to be our first guest that we have do this.
Okay.
In closing, what we're going to start asking our guests to do is just say, hey, this is so-and-so, and you're watching the I-70 Hot Tag.
All right. This is Ryan the Infinite Gingell, and you're watching I-70 Hot Tag.
I love it, man. I appreciate that.
Fantastic.
Big shout out. Are you? I know we asked about current ventures. Are you going to be at CSW's next event,
I plan
Rise
on
of
it.
an
Yes,
Outlaw? Okay,
I do plan on it.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Josh and I, Josh and I have wives, kids, all that good stuff. My wife and I have been together for a very long time, and
Awesome.
my wife is a little bit more sick of me than Josh's wife is of him. Mainly because Josh has like infants. All my kids are over the age of 10, so
Hmm.
so Josh's wife needs him to stay closer to home a little bit more than mine does. Mine wants me to get away. So Josh and I are talking about which events we're going to make our way out to this month, but I will definitely see you at CSW, and we will definitely see you at other events. So
Oh yeah.
definitely appreciate you coming on. Appreciate you showing love, man, and we will catch you around. And other than that, that's all I got for you.
Awesome, guys. Keep doing your thing, and I'll
Appreciate it,
keep
man.
watching.
Appreciate Absolutely, Ryan. Appreciate you. Have a fantastic night.
Thanks, buddy.
All right. Good night.
Bye. All right.
All right,
So,
sir.
I think we're gonna, if you want to take a quick break, and we can do a Journey Pro breakdown.
Yep. Journey Pro Headlocks for the Cure breakdown. We'll do that, guys. We're going to take about a 3 to 5 minute break. Don't go anywhere. Like I said, as soon as we get back from break, we're going to give you all the details of how to enter to win these AEW tickets here in Kansas City next week, Wednesday night at the Cable Dahmer Arena in Independence, Missouri. The 3 tickets are fantastic seats. Would love to give them out to somebody, and would love to meet with you before the event, say hi, buy you a beer. Maybe you don't drink beer, so I'll buy you a water, whatever you prefer. So like I said, stay tuned, and we will be right back.
Absolutely.
All right. We are back. Back again.
Yes, sir.
Again, special shout out to our friend Ryan the Infinite for coming on. Um, you know, tall, athletic dude. It's funny, man. I'll walk up to some of these wrestlers at CSW, and we'll walk up to some of these wrestlers, and they might be same height as I am. I'm 5'11" ish, 5'11",
Yeah.
yeah, not quite 6 foot, 5'11". But I'll walk up to some of these wrestlers, and they're kind of right there, maybe a couple inches taller. But Ryan was quite a bit taller. So
Yeah.
that's it's funny you mentioned Randy Orton because he's kind of like Randy's like 6'4", so he's kind of like got that Orton height to him. So
For sure. It's funny
uh,
because we talked about his CSW strapped appearance, and we had already booked him on the show very recently prior to strapped. And when we're watching this show and the premiere comes out and they're talking about wanting to do a match, we kind of figured Dallas Cade was going to answer that challenge because we saw him dressed, we were ready to wrestle. But when I saw, the Infinite walk out with Dallas Cade, I probably left a bruise on your arm as I'm like, dude, that's Ryan the Infinite. We just booked him for our show. Like, we had no idea he was going to be there. So I popped pretty big to see him come down to the ring, and had a pretty good match against the Premier. So really appreciate him coming on. It was fun times.
So Sir Logan Moore, appreciate you tuning in tonight, sir. If you have not yet, I'd appreciate it if you hit that follow button, hit that like button, all that good stuff. Uh, Big shout out to let's see here, WVW Wrestling, Heel Face, um, B Scratchers 1128, KC Fan 30, Mythical Punk 6, and Pro Wrestling Kingpin on Twitch. I am sitting at 45 followers right now on Twitch, guys. If you guys have not, would greatly appreciate it if you would go twitch.tv/crmedia1988. Hit that follow button. We are 5 away from 50, getting super close to affiliate. Greatly appreciate that, guys. Like I said, wanted to kind of just plug that real quick because I noticed that coming back from break. So, Journey Pro headlocks for the cure. This was great. I was one of the first followers, but it's cool not to recognize the originals. You'll always have a special place in my heart, Greg. So I appreciate you being one of my first followers, sir. You never forget your first. So um, so this Journey Pro headlocks for the cure. Uh, I know we talked about this, build it, quite a bit last week. I'm going to bill it again, man. And there was a phenomenal cause that they were doing, a phenomenal show that they put on, where the proceeds go to brain cancer awareness. The mission, all the money was for Head for the Cure mission. The mission for Head for the Cure is to inspire hope for the community of brain cancer patients, their families, friends, caregivers, and other supporters while celebrating their courage, spirit, and energy. They accomplish our mission by 3 strategic pillars: building awareness for a disease that is not widely known and needs advancement in treatments and helps patients, raising funds through 5K run, walk events, and other fundraising events and campaigns to support clinical research and programs, and igniting hope for all who have faced this disease Learn more by visiting their website down here at the bottom, headforthecure.org. Like it says, they raise funds through 5K run walks and by Journey Pro putting on a badass fucking event that did not disappoint.
No,
You want to start off breaking this down, my friend?
absolutely, man. Could not have been happier with this show overall. It was great. And it starts off with a hell of a tag team match. The Premier versus Laney Luck and GPA. So that's kind of how the night starts off. So Premier does pick up the victory. Laney Luck actually, to kind of close this match out, Laney Luck hits GPA with a missile drop kick. Just as SK Bishop moves out of the way, so GPA was holding SK Bishop, moves out of the way, gave the Premier enough to pick up the victory. So another big win for the Premier. They're doing they're making some waves here in Kansas City.
They are, man.
They're on a hell of a run in CSW, and they are doing another hell of a run in Journey Pro. So, really impressed with what we've seen out of the Premier the last couple months.
Yeah, definitely. They sparked my, or not my interest, but they kind of sparked me a little bit by attacking my boys, the Howlets, and leaving them laying in a pool of their own blood. But it's only a matter of time before the Howlets get those boys back. So it's coming. Tick tock. So, but they're doing fantastic work out there. Young kids, SK Bishop, it looked like he kind of got scary for a second because it looked like he got injured during that match. But and Campbell Myers has a lot of cool stuff going on. He's got a very cocky, arrogant personality that fits very well with his in-ring style. It just his approach, his demeanor, everything. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what those guys do. The Guys Snacks Tasty Mix Scramble. Guys Snacks, Kansas City's heavyweight snack champion. This match is brought to you by Guys Snacks Tasty Mix, the snack that will punch you in the mouth with flavor.
Word for word what the announcer said pre-match. So just throw that out there. Shout out to Guys Snacks. They are, if you guys don't follow them on Twitter, you need to, because they are extremely active during Journey Pro events. They are one of their biggest sponsors, if not their only sponsor, but they are one of their biggest sponsors. So shout out to whoever runs their social media, because it's fantastic.
Yes. Sir Logan Moore knows. He says, guys, Twitter is amazing. So, absolutely. So, Jason Strife defeated Rex Amadeus. Lipto, the infinite Ryan Gingell, Connor Hopkins, Donnie Peppercricket. Strife hit an inverted angle slam, followed by a running knee kick to Connor Hopkins to secure the pinfall victory. The Journey Pro fans love Jason Strife, and he had a fantastic pop after winning this match. I guess did they mention anything for the winner? Like, hey, the winner gets an unlimited year supply of
Tasty Mix.
Of Tasty Mix.
I don't think so. I mean, if they did, I missed it. But no, I don't know. Jason Strife being in this match was kind of a surprise. A lot of these guys were, honestly, I don't think anybody knew who was going to be in it. I think it was Rex Amadeus's Journey Pro debut. He had not wrestled in Journey Pro. Ryan Gingell, he's wrestled there a few times. Obviously, Connor Hopkins, I think, was his Journey Pro debut as well. And then
Shut up.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, shout out to Rex Amadeus, big Darth Maul fan from Star Wars, or at least I would hope he's a big Darth Maul fan because he's walking around with a Darth Maul logo on the side of his trunks.
On his trunks, right?
Yeah, like so, I would hope he's a Darth Maul fan. If so, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And then Donnie Pepper Cricket. What a name that is, first of all. I've never seen Donnie Pepper Cricket, and that's probably my fault. I've never seen him compete. So I actually had to rewind 3 or 4 different times to hear the announcer say the name to get the name correct, because I could not. And I thought he said Pepper Cricket the first time, but I wanted to make sure. But yes, Donnie Pepper Cricket, and he got a pretty damn good big pop as well. So Journey fans love them some Pepper Cricket. So hell of a match. It was great to see Jason Strife back. He's wrestled many times in Journey Pro, many times in Kansas City. So love to see him win this match. It was good stuff.
Absolutely. The next match, The Reckoning, Jeremy Wyatt and Luke Langley defeated Thumbs and Buns.
Yeah, man.
Jeremy Wyatt.
I can't believe that they, Thumbs and Buns, we thought last event they were broken up.
Yep.
But they came out as a team, as a cohesive unit, and we thought that was just all behind them.
Yep. Thought that they were going to move on and continue doing things that Thumbs and Buns do, and that didn't happen in this match. Mm-hmm. So Luke Langley suplexes Mike off the top rope. Wyatt immediately follows with a flying elbow drop to secure the win. Wyatt and Langley team up to attack Micah. Fowler acts like he's going to help, but instead he hits Micah with a chair, and Fowler joins the Reckoning.
Yeah.
Was not cool whatsoever. However, in the confines of my home, my large, and when I say large, I mean extremely large body, was jumping up and down and almost jumping on my couch when I heard the Howlett's music hit. Because as I look on my Twitter, as I look on my Twitter, because I was looking at some of the tweets from Journey Pro, I was live tweeting during that event. There is a tweet from our friend Mighty Micah, and that it is day 32 of him asking to be a Howlett. And I think Anaya replied with new phone, who dis.
He did.
So, but I got super, super excited when I heard his music hit, or when I heard the Howlett's music hit. I was like, man, like this is it. This is it right here.
Yep.
But they just came out, and Jeremy Wyatt and Luke Langley and Jay Fowler walked out of the ring, and there was a stare down that the tension was so there that you could cut it with a knife. And yep, there it is.
That is that is the I-70 Hot Tag's new not profile picture, but the header of our Twitter. What do you call that? I don't know, at the top of our Twitter. That right there, Jeremy Wyatt. Yeah, the header. The Jeremy Wyatt, Hoodie Howlett stare down. I mean, that's fantastic. There's nothing better than seeing those two guys face to face. And if once they get in the ring, square off, that's going to be it's going to be fantastic.
I already told you what it's going to be. and I don't want to ruin anything for our friend Mighty Micah, but help is on the way, Micah. I'm telling you right now, because what's going to happen? Because we'll get to it later in the show. But Jeremy Wyatt done fucked up. He done wrote his damn death wish, because what's bound to happen is it's going to be Mighty Micah and the Howlets against Jeremy Wyatt, Jay Fowler, and Luke Langley. And in the words of Hoodie, you fucked with the wrong tribe. So it's coming. But
Yeah.
uh yeah, so as soon as Jeremy Wyatt and everybody left, Hoodie and Anaya looked down at Micah, and they just left him there. It's just they just walked away. So um Sir Logan Moore says, "Man, I missed it. I am gonna not be at local shows for a bit. I can't wait till I get back to CSW and Journey Pro." I hear you, man. We Logan, we didn't go for after COVID. It took us quite a while to get back to going, and uh, No Turning Backs, CSW or DWF, No Turning Back, where they transitioned into CSW, was my first event since COVID. So we are super excited. So
Yeah.
this next match, Josh, you want to take
Yeah.
this one?
This is just after intermission. We hear frontman Ja's music. And if you guys don't know who frontman Ja is, including me, this is his Journey Pro debut. And I'm not sure if he's wrestled in Kansas City before, but I actually went live on Instagram during this match. And I actually ran into a guy named Matthew Hayden. He runs or works for Rugged Pro up in Iowa, and he's told me that Frontman Ja is actually their world champion up there for Rugged Pro. So he followed the podcast and on all of our social medias, and he kind of was following along with me as I was talking about this match. So he came out and cut a hell of a promo. Immediately got the Journey Pro crowd hating him. Got the boos. Kind of introducing himself to make sure that, hey, I'm the bad guy. I'm going to come beat your champion in his first defense. But as we saw, the heel promo, he called himself. He goes, basically what he said is he cut that heel promo. He said he told the crowd to start cheering for a god because I am a god. Immediately booed. But great match. Both men, frontman Ja for being my first, experience watching one of his matches. Hell of an athlete. Great. Put on a hell of a show. Christian Rose, we know he's the champion. He beat Jeremy Wyatt last month. One of the only people to beat Jeremy Wyatt in Kansas City in many years. So for him to come out and do that, but he at the end of this match, Christian Rose hits the dead end, which is actually a Canadian destroyer, for the win, and pinned frontman Ja, could retain the title. So very cool moment. He got up. The crowd was behind him as usual. He did his promo, and he said, if anyone in the sound of his voice wants to come to his house and try to beat him for this title, held it up in the air, then come get him. Basically, an open challenge to anybody in the locker room, anybody that can hear him, come out here because I'm not scared of anybody. I'm going to defend this title against anybody who wants some. So that's going to be really cool to see who they decide to push as the next challenger for Mr. Rose.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, like just fantasy booking, obviously, because anybody that knows me knows that I love I love to partake in a little bit of I enjoy a cold beverage after work. Uh, so I had a few in me while I was watching Journey Pro, and um, man, the first thing that happened when he did that, my mind immediately went to fantasy booking, and I thought, man, could Matt Cardona show up in Journey Pro Wrestling?
Man.
I mean, the dude's got like 9 belts or something like that. I know
He is a belt collector. Yeah.
he's starting to drop some of them, but you know, I mean, man, could you imagine Christian Rose and Matt Cardona?
That would be the shit. Really.
Yeah,
Really
yeah,
would. Hell yeah, that'd be fun.
yep. It was. Hey, before you take over on this next match, I wanted to give a shout out to Sir Logan Moore. I don't get these. I don't get these notifications right when they happen, Logan. I apologize about that, but I do appreciate you giving a follow on Twitch, man. That means a lot. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? I'm gonna let you take this one. These are your boys.
Yeah. So Logan says he's hurt now. So I assume he's talking about Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona's hurt.
Yeah, I don't know.
Interesting. So at the beginning of this match, I tweeted out. I tweeted out to our friend Dallas Cade. Here, let me get that zoom going on here. So I tweeted out to our friend Dallas Cade. I said, "Man, I'm sorry. It's heel shit for me." And then after the match, Dallas called me a fake fan. So I don't know if I don't know if Dallas is still a fan of CR Media. I think he's a fan of the I-70 hot tag. So, but definitely not a fan of CR Media. And that's all right. That's all right.
Shout out to Dallas
but-
Cade, our first guest on the show.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So Dallas came out and yelled, "I finally made it." Because this is his first match in Journey Pro in 2022. Yes, Logan, huge Dallas Cade fan. If you get an opportunity to hit the archives of the I-70 hot tag, Dallas was our first guest. He was phenomenal. He's definitely he's definitely going to have a special place here in the I-70 hot tag because when we approached him, he didn't stutter. He didn't. I don't even think I got the sentence out of my mouth before he was like, "No, I'll come on." I was like, "Great." So, Dallas came out, yelled, "I finally made it." Because this is his first match in Journey Pro. He had some issues. I think he had COVID, the flu. So you could tell he was very excited to get the opportunity to come there that night. His tag team partner Sam Beal is awesome. He has a mullet. He drinks Busch Light. He's everything I aspire to be. So when I have Hispanic heritage in me, so when this hair gets a little long, it just starts curling and poofs out. I couldn't pull off a mullet if I wanted to, or I wish I could pull off a mullet because trust me, I want to. I absolutely want to. There is nothing I would love more than to walk around wearing sunglasses and a mullet and and drink a few Busch Lights. So Sam Beal is out there living my life for me. So Logan, we appreciate you joining, man. Be safe. Have a good night, and yeah, definitely check out the rest on the video on demand or on the podcast. We will have the podcast uploaded by the end of the night tomorrow night. So Definitely check that out, man. Appreciate you joining.
Yeah.
So Dallas and Sam worked well as a tag team. Sam wanted Dallas to climb the turnbuckle. Dallas wasn't prepared. This is a new team, so they weren't exactly in sync. But that opened the door for the for Hoodie to knock Dallas off the top rope and able to complete one of the best double team moves to end the match that I've ever seen. So, and that you've ever seen too, because yeah.
Yeah. It was like it was almost like a 3D. I could have put that in there, but it was like a I think it was Anaya lifted up Sam Beal, and Hoodie went for a inverted diamond cutter. But it was a weird. I don't know. It didn't look like a 3D. It was a very cool double team finisher. So
Yep. What happened after this match?
I don't know what happened after the match.
That piece of shit Jeremy Wyatt attacked the Howlets.
Yeah, piece of shit.
Yeah,
the monarch Jeremy Wyatt actually gotta get it right.
The monarch can kiss my ass. It was funny because so let's pause for a second because I'm gonna find the tweet. I tweeted at Jeremy Wyatt when the Howlets music hit because I got hyped. I got really hyped, and give me 1 second here. That is crazy. I have so many. I have so many notifications on Twitter, and I'm not used to this, man. I am not used to all these. I'm not used to all these.
Trust me, I'm the same way because our I-70 social medias are starting to get a lot of interaction recently. So it's been good. It's been great, and I know your CR Media account's been doing the same thing. So
all right, so here it is. Give me 1 second. Let's share the screen here.
Those of you, we're gonna try to enunciate these for the podcast listeners, but we are sharing our screen now.
Yeah. If you're upset about that, then tune into the live stream. Anyways, so a lot of expletives in this tweet, but when the Howlets music hit, I immediately hit Twitter and I was like, "Let's go!" And I was like, "Jeremy Wyatt don't want it," and I said, "Fuck the reckoning." And then after Wyatt and Langley and Fowler attacked the Howlets and jacked up and tried to jack up Hoodie's knee, Jeremy Wyatt tweeted at me and saw that turn out. So, yeah. Like I said, his day will come. It's coming. Like I said, Journey Pro. If anybody at Journey Pro, if you're listening, man, that's what I want to see next. That's what I want to see next event. I want to see Micah and the Howlets. Even if we don't get a Micah Howlett, let's just let him for one night only. Let's get a Micah Howlett and put them in a 6-man tag against Wyatt and his 2 asshole friends. So that would be phenomenal. So you want to run down this next match?
Yeah. So we got a Darian Bingston who has been Yeah, he was he was very impressive in the tournament last month for Journey Pro. He comes in super hot, and he takes on a wrestler. I believe he wrestled in ROH named Cheeseburger. For those non-wrestling fans, you tell them that there's a wrestler named Cheeseburger, and they'll just look at you and laugh at you. But they ever see Cheeseburger wrestle, one of the best athletes in the business, really. And really, so was Darian, because the match was super athletic. Both men worked their asses off. The kind of story of this match was, it was basically a lack of a handshake. Cheeseburger kept trying to get Bankston to shake his hand. Bankston wouldn't do it the entire match. So that's pretty much the story of it. They kick each other's asses for however long the match went. Bankston wins, connecting with the Tiger Driver 9X. And as Cheeseburger is laying flat on the mat, knocked out pretty much, Bankston finally walks over and forces the handshake, doing the heel move there after Cheeseburger's knocked out. So super cool to see Cheeseburger in Journey Pro. I know he's going to Cape Championship Wrestling here in a couple weeks down in Cape Girardeau. So he'll be there. So check that out if you guys aren't already going to that or checking it out on wherever they stream it at. But Darian Bankston, super impressive over the last couple months. And someone, again, I was not too terribly familiar with pre-podcast, but now he's top of the line, definitely on our radar as one of the better Kansas City professional wrestlers here in our area. So hell of a match. And I'll tell you what, that Tiger Driver 9X was phenomenal.
I didn't see Greg's disrespectful comment.
What'd you think of
Greg,
Cheeseburger?
I had seen Cheeseburger before in ROH. Cheeseburger is a fantastic athlete. I talk shit on him every once in a while and be like, I call him Cheeseburger Eddie because it reminds me of the Longest Yard. So, give me 1 second here. Last man standing, Kenny Alfonso and Moonshine Mantel. Man, run this one down for us.
Yeah. So, hats off, man, to our boy Moonshine. I know you give him shit as often as possible. Kayfabe shit.
Absolutely.
Not shooting shit, but
yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, hell, we saw him do a strap match in CSW just a week prior to this, and now he's in a last man standing match against Kenny Alfonso. So two matches that would cripple both of us.
Yeah. So I want to put this out in the universe because, I feel like every single time we've kind of like spoken something like, hey, we want to do this show where we put over like, Kansas City, Missouri, or, Kansas and Missouri professional wrestling. And we did it. So then I was like, man, wouldn't it be really cool if we could get some of these guys on the show? And then we started doing it. So I'm going to go ahead and speak another thing in here. And we are going to the Multiverse of Madness. No way. Sorry. Everybody's going to be like, what? He's talking to himself. Put it out in the universe or the multiverse. All of the above. I'm going to come up with we're doing this giveaway where we're giving away tickets to AEW Dynamite. We're going to find a way to do some type of giveaway or raise money or whatever. And I'm going to have like the prize be, a couple of guys that I like to watch, Heel Kevin and Sledge. on their Twitch stream. Sledge just did one where he did a gummy bear that's like 16 million Scovilles on on the scale. Heel Kevin did a 24-hour stream
I know what you
where
did. All right.
yeah. So Heel Kevin did a 24-hour stream at the end of the stream. He ate a grilled cheese made with like some of the hottest cheese in the world, stuff like that. So I'm gonna do one where if we meet the goal or make it or whatever, like I said, this is working down the road. I'm speaking this into existence. I'm going to have the final piece or like the grand finale be I would love to have Moonshine Mantel on the show and have him agree to it that he would give me a chop. Hey Moonshine, will you chop me? every time I talk about taking a chop, all I can hear is Dallas Cade's fucking ass going, Moonshine, will you chop me? Yep, got to do it live on.
Your chest is going to have a red handprint on it for months.
I mean, I have a chest. Yeah. The only positive about that is that he might hit my chest so hard he might knock my titties off, which would be a good thing for me. So. But
all right, well, you heard it here first, guys. We're gonna come up with something to incentivize Mr. Moonshine to give our buddy Chase here an extremely hard chop to the chest.
Yep.
So
yeah, that'll be fun.
This match was wild though, man. Like it not in the titties. Brad, appreciate you joining, man.
Absolutely, appreciate you coming through, Scotty.
Yeah. So this match, Alfonso, love Kenny Alfonso. Everything he does, every match I've seen him have been phenomenal. This match is no exception. Last man standing matches are always kind of very gimmicky. They all kind of tend to stay the same roughly, but this one kind of got a little different. They were in the backstage, I guess per se backstage area. They were in like a, behind the crowd. They used everything imaginable. There was like a platform that they used to climb up on, and I think Alfonso jumped off of it, did a couple moves off of it. Moonshine had a metal, I don't even know what you call it. Like it was just a metal bar or something that he was strangling Kenny Alfonso with. Super physical match. I don't know if, I'm really hoping that the live crowd got to see this much better than the stream crowd did. Because if you watch this on the stream, they went into complete darkness when they went backstage for multiple minutes, I felt like. And you would see like their silhouettes and you would see them swinging weapons at each other, and it was just so dark. And I'm just hoping that the live crowd there were able to see that better, and I'm sure they were. But for the live stream crowd or for the streaming on Twitch crowd, wasn't as visually appealing as it would have been if we were there live. Which, hey, more power to them. Go to the event, pay the money, donate to a good cause, go see it live. Piss on you for watching. It's our fault not being there. So, no disrespect to them, but yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say my favorite part of the match that kind of Cheeseburger won, and that's cool. Or I mean, not Cheeseburger, Kenny Alfonso. My bad. I was reading a tweet from Cheeseburger when while we were talking about that. Kenny Alfonso won, and I was all cool with whoever won until Moonshine Man just kicked it up a notch, and there was this spot that kind of like just made me like man, I love professional wrestling, and I love, sometimes these last man standing matches can be gimmicky, but there was something that Moonshine did that just kind of like made me like get all hyped up, and then I was like, "Fuck, dude, I think I want Moonshine to win this match." And that was the referee was counting. He got to about 7 or 8, and then Moonshine rolled himself out of the ring. And as he rolled out of the ring, he landed on his feet as he rolled underneath the bottom rope and kind of like held himself up on his feet so the referee didn't hit 10. And then right as the referee stopped the count, he kind of like collapsed. And I was just like, "Oh my God, dude." I was like, this is fucking awesome. This is a fucking main event. And it was yeah, like I said, it was right at that part where I was like, "Shit, dude." I was like, I think I want Moonshine to win this match.
Right.
So yeah, it was a damn good main event.
Yep.
So
yeah. No, and the finale of that match, the finish of it was the crowd threw all of their chairs into the ring, and Kenny Alfonso put Moonshine up on the corner and set up for a Hurricane Rana. We thought Moonshine was going to reverse it and do a power bomb, but Kenny got enough leverage and just flipped Moonshine off the top rope, and he landed on all those chairs. That was enough for the 10 count. Moonshine tried to get up at 9. Done. Over. Kenny Alfonso wins. Defeats Moonshine Mantel. Fantastic main event.
absolutely. So we talked about the Head for the Cure mission. We plugged that before the event. We're kind of getting towards the end here, guys. We've got one event to preview, and then we're going to talk about future upcoming shows. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and talk about this giveaway for the AEW Dynamite tickets. Josh, why don't you let everybody know how they can win these tickets?
Yes, sir. So go to all of our social medias, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can find us on all 3 of those platforms. Look for the AEW logo for the Cable Dahmer Arena that says "Enter Now." You will comment on that post with your favorite wrestler of all time. Then you will like that post, share that post, and that's how you enter. Do it on all 3 platforms. The platform that we choose to win will be at random, so it could be Instagram, could be Twitter, could be Facebook. You don't know, so make sure you enter on all 3, and then the winner will be chosen on Monday. We'll reach out to the winner on Monday and let you guys know who won those tickets. 3 tickets, very good seats, hard cam, probably going to be on television. Just right up, you're not on the floor, but you're right up as the seats go up. So you're very good chance you're going to be on TV. So hell of a seats, good opportunity. Make sure you guys go enter. And we'll announce the winner on Monday.
Absolutely. So the next event that we have on our radar here is XWE Summer Heat.
Yeah. It is actually happening on June 4th in Salina, Kansas.
Salina, Kansas?
Salina.
I'm just kidding.
So yeah, man, there's some good stuff going on this event. There's some wrestlers that we're familiar with, some that we aren't so familiar with. We do cover Kansas, Overland Park, CSW, but we've been kind of focusing more on the Missouri side. This is going to be our first kind of dabble into the further Kansas area. But there's going to be some good matches on this card. If you don't follow them, go to XWE Wrestling on all their social medias. You can find them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. They're promoting this event. Kind of running down some of the matches that we kind of know of. There's the XWE Championship match. Kuda is taking on Calvin Aldridge. So that's their championship match. Going to be most likely their main event. We just saw at CSW Strapped Miranda Gordy taking on who did she wrestle in Strapped? Marty Bell at Strapped, and she's going to be there teaming with Shailin, taking on Stormy Renee and Morgan Lavely. So Miranda Gordy is going to be here at XWE. So
there's the United Liberty title match. It's going to be Joey Gambino versus Eugene with Special Enforcer Johnny Faith. No, that is not another rendition of John Hennigan, aka John Morrison, aka Johnny Impact, aka Johnny Mundo, aka Johnny Elite. There is no relation for Johnny Faith and Johnny Elite. So, very, very interesting. I have not seen Eugene, and God, dude, I can't remember the last time I saw Eugene.
Many years, man. Many years.
Yeah, when was the last time Eugene was on WWE television? 2005?
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, it's got to be mid 2000s, but he's been running on the indie scene, and I think I said it last week or the week before. I did go to his social media. This is his retirement tour, so this is going to be one of your last times to see Eugene wrestle in a squared circle. So if you're in the area, head out to Salina.
Yep, Nick. Before Eugene, he was Nick Dinsmore. He did a lot of training at Ohio Valley Wrestling for the WWE, and then he got called up to do the character Eugene. So, pretty cool that XWE is going to have him on the card. Then there's Tino Valentino. Jiminy Christmas, that's a tongue twister. Tino Valentino versus Niles Plonk. Niles is a very well-known wrestler in the Kansas City, Missouri area. He's a wine connoisseur. Very excited about that. And then what's this next match, Josh?
So I just wanted to kind of highlight the title matches. The Heartland title match. Champion Paradox is taking on Chewy Martinez. So there's multiple matches that we did not cover on this. There's a Golden Shine Jug match. Not sure what that's all about. But there's a fatal 4-way match. There's a couple more tag team matches. So you okay?
What in the fuck is a Golden Shine Jug match?
Well, we're gonna find out. There's five wrestlers in it: Aaron Helms, Leo Fox, Remington Thor, Pierce Price, and Sama Tamu in a Golden Shine Jug match. So,
somebody's gonna have to fill me in on that one because I missed that while reading the card, and when you said it, I was like, "Oh, I thought you were gonna say a Golden Shower Jug match," and then a golden Shine Jug match sounds just as fucking bad. So
yeah. So yeah, guys, check out. It is in Salina, Kansas. XWE. They are in association with the Kansas Wrestling Alliance. There is another. I want to say it's PCW. It might not be. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat or whoever's listening. There's another company other than XWE that runs in the Kansas Wrestling Alliance. So they run through the Kansas area. So Salina, Kansas, make sure you tune in. It's June 4th for that event.
So future indie shows that are going on. We obviously just broke down XWE Summer Heat. Then there's also Tri-States Wrestling that's going to be here in St. Joe. I think that thing I sent you the other day said it was going to be June 9th or June 10th, I think. Wasn't that right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I sent you a picture of it because I saw it at the mall up here in St. Joe.
St. Joe, yeah, that needs to be added to our rundown. Yep.
Yep. And then June 17th and 18th, St. Louis Anarchy presents the Dingo Invitational Tournament. You might have seen that on the slideshow we played during the intermission. Then on June 18th, our friends over at CSW is having Rise of the Outlaw. The main event there you're going to see is for the CSW Championship, Mike Outlaw versus Jeremy Wyatt in a no time limit match this time. Jeremy can't run, he can't hide. He's gonna have to face Mike Outlaw, and there has to be a clear cut winner. So June 25th, WLW presents Shut Up and Wrestle Tour. It's going to be at the Kansas City Community Center. And then on June 25th, we're going to have the CCW Cape Championship Wrestling presents Super Show. Killer Cross and Scarlett Bordeaux are going to be there in action. That's super cool. We were talking about Ryan, or we were going to talk about that event with Ryan earlier. So yeah, that is all the local shows coming up in the month of June that we have. I'm sure there's more. If you guys know of more, please do not hesitate to reach out to us either via social media, via email. Let us know events that are going on in the Kansas and Missouri area. We would love to put these promotions over. Love to talk about them. I know we've had a couple of promotions reach out to us that are out of state. I think we are trying to focus on this right now until before we do plan on expanding out of state.
Yep.
I would love to hit Colorado up and got a guy who I watch on Twitch. His name is Yaden, and he helps run Rocky Mountain Pro Wrestling. And Derek Stone, who is going to be one of our guests in a couple weeks on the I-70 Hot Tag.
Yep.
He mentioned Rocky Mountain Pro to you as well, so would love to do that. But right now we are focusing on Kansas and Missouri, guys. So speaking of our next guest,
yeah,
fuck,
crazy. We have June 9th, man. One week away from today, we are going to have none other than the best pizza chef, Luigi.
No. Whoa. Come correct, my friend. He is the best pizza maker. Not the best pizza chef. He is the best pizza maker.
I'm sorry. I'm just going by his Twitter name, the best pizza chef. Luigi Primo.
Yeah. Oh my God,
dude! You guys check if you guys saw this on the slideshow and the intermission. Super excited to talk to Luigi. It's going to be a fun episode. Probably one of the most exciting ones that I think we're going to have coming up because. He is a gigantic fan favorite. We talked about him with Michael Strider last week, and the Kansas City fans have just adapted to him, and so have I. So, should be very fun. So next week, guys, tune in. Luigi Primo is going to be here. Also, on June 16th, 2 weeks from today, interview with Brian Janaszek. He works as a ring crew member for CSW Journey Pro. He's also a photographer. He's going to be he's a referee in training. So eventually he's going to be a referee. So a lot of good things going for him. He's working in the Kansas City area. So during that show, we're also going to most likely break down or preview the St. Louis Anarchy Dingo Invitational, which is a huge event, 2-night event coming up. For St. Louis Anarchy. So should be a hell of a show then too.
Absolutely. And then on June 23rd, we have WLW veteran and former WWF superstar, Derek Stone. Super excited to get Derek in here. There has been a lot of people. Obviously, our guest Ryan talked about Derek. Our guest last week, Michael Strider, has talked about Derek. We have heard a lot of great things about Derek Stone. Super excited to get him on the show, talk to him. So yeah, that is how the month of June looks, and we just have dates filling up, my friend. So
Yeah. It's a
it's
full schedule. We'd absolutely love it.
yep, absolutely wouldn't have it any other way. So um, again, guys, appreciate y'all joining us. I know we're winding down here. Holy fuck, dude! Can you believe it? We're under 2 hours.
Under
How
two
did
hours. Go ahead.
we broke down a show, we previewed a card, and we had an interview. How did we get out of here in less time than Mark and I did last night talking about AEW Dynamite?
I don't know.
That's fucking wild.
It's good
That
stuff.
is wild.
Good stuff. Hell of a
Guys,
show, man. Big shout out to the Infinite Ryan Gingell. Appreciate you coming on the show. Big things happening for him. Look him up. He's got his YouTube channel attached to his social medias. You can check out all of his past matches, and should have a hell of a career here in Kansas City and beyond at some point.
Yeah, that is correct, Scott. It was because of MJF last night that we got everybody talking and got us going over quite a bit. One thing, the other thing I'll say about Ryan is that guy handed me a business card, which was pretty fucking cool.
Did he?
Yeah, he had a business card with all his social medias on it. I thought that was pretty. Dope.
Nice.
So, super fun having Ryan on. Guys, as we come to a close, obviously, if you're here, you know where to find us. But just in case you don't, my name is Chase. I go by CR Media online. I run the social medias for CR Media, obviously. And you can find me on those social medias at CR Media 1988. You're going to find me on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and the TikTok. Again, huge shout out to the guys who have followed today on the Twitch. I think I'm sitting at 46 followers, guys. I need 4 more to get to 50. Trying to get that affiliate thing going on. So we can look at possibly doing bigger and better things here at the I-70 Hot Tag and the AEW Post Dynamite show and James House Chiefs Talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, greatly appreciate if you go give us a shout out and a follow on those. My friend Josh here, you can find him at the Real Josh Elliott. He is mainly active on Twitch, on Twitter, and on the TikTok as well. But for the I-70 Hot Tag, my friend Josh pulls double duty. He not only plays around on his social media, he runs the I-70 Hot Tag social media as well. And you can find him at, and Chase getting titty slapped. Because I promise you, when I become affiliate on Twitch, it's going to have something to do with that. That's going to have something to chime in with the titty slapping. So, what the fuck have I gotten myself into?
Nothing yet.
Anyways, so Josh pulls double duty. He not only runs his own personal social media, he also runs the I-70 Hot Tag. And you can find the I-70 Hot Tag on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and the TikTok. Josh is on there on TikTok having lots of fun with people, stitching and duetting videos. So definitely go give it a shout, go give it a follow. He also makes promos and stuff for the shows.
Yeah, man.
That's it.
We're also just to throw this out there. We are close to 100 followers on TikTok. So just as Chase promoting CR Media, huge supportive of you guys. If you would come out and follow us on all of our social medias, including TikTok. As Chase likes to say, we want to saturate the market with our content, and that's what we want to do. And if we can go live on TikTok, that's 1,000 followers. That's a ways away, but that's what we want to do. We want to bring you as much content as we can, local Kansas City area. Thanks, Scotty. Appreciate you joining us. So I-70 Hot Tag, all social media platforms.
Absolutely. Josh, I think that does it for the night, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. So for Chase, myself, and my fantastic broadcast partner over here, Josh Elliott, This has been the I-70 hot tag, and good fight and good night.